K1WJ. Just redid the ham shack here a little bit. Redid the desk, reconfigured the radios. So right now we've got the IC7410 and it's doing 17 meter duty. Hooked up to a 17 meter quarter wave vertical. Let's do a scan here. Oh, we've got the attenuator on. So let's fix that. Okay. There's someone nearby. Let's see. Well, it doesn't appear to be too busy here. There we go.
Like the art of face-to-face conversation, kind of slowly going away. I hope it doesn't. Well, great on your trip to the cave country.
Couple of good stations here, it looks like. So anyways, the ICOM has been a good radio. Right now I've got it hooked up to the 17 meter vertical. And good deal. So it got a nice S9 signal here.
Smaller caves in that area too, and many of them are open to the public for touring.
So that's the 7410. Looks like there's a good QSO going on here.
The family that I've ever known was my grandfather's cousin, a guy named Jim. Because when I first got into ham radio, my grandfather said, "Yeah, I used to have a cousin who was into that radio stuff. It seemed like he got on the air in the 1930s." Well, that's about all I knew about him. And then years later, I actually ran across that fella on 2 meter FM. His name was Jim, and he was my grandfather's
See if we can get this guy's call sign.
we talked many times on the air, but he's a silent key now. But he's been around for a very long time and was quite interested in chasing DX. My primary interest in ham radio for all these years, although I've tried just about every facet of ham radio you can do. I've done QRP and HF mobile and digital and a lot of sideband on 6 and 2 meters, so-called weak signal work. Used to do a lot of meteor scatter on 2 meters, as well as the moon bounce on 2 meter CW. And the list goes on and on of things that I've done in ham radio, and really enjoyed them all, although some I stayed with longer than others because I enjoyed them more than others. This has been a really good DX band for me. While you were talking, I hit a couple of buttons on my logging program. It told me that I've got 48 states worked on this band. I'm missing Illinois and Tennessee. And of course, both of those states border Kentucky, so I don't have them because they're awfully close.
So anyways, a great QSO apparently happening here on 18132, 17 meter band. Guys getting up to plus 10 at times, so that's good stuff. Over here we have the 940 SAT. Originally this radio was purchased by my father, Ray William Edward Kreitz, in 1988 and passed to me, and I did send it to Avid in Texas. I think his name is Cliff, And he fixed a few problems that were occurring with it at the time. So this one's set up on a shortened 40-meter quarter wave vertical. The physical length of the vertical element is about 18 feet. There is a coil on it, so it is a compromised antenna. It's not a full quarter wave length like I have on 17 and 20 meters. So this is the old 940 SAT, and everything works on it. Automatic the automatic antenna tuner, and I don't know. It's a dinosaur, but it's still pretty cool. Of course, it has a lot of sentimental value since my father operated this radio for many years. So let's see if there's anyone strong coming through. Probably not. Daytime 40 meters. I did hear some guys earlier. So let's see. Oh, there's something. So there's a good signal here on 7165.9.
HXF, November 6, Bravo, India, Z. When you had the lettering, though, that's the one I forget. Really scary. Yeah, look, too bad, though, that's close. Well, that's not the thing about it, like you said, I don't like having anything to do with wood. I burned all the wood I ever wanted to burn. I don't want to do that again.
So anyways, decent signal. He's coming up to about S7 on the meter there. And I've got the MC60 desk mic hooked up to it, and the ICOM has the SM30 desk mic, and they both work really well. Alright, so moving on over, got a couple power supplies back here. One's for the FT817. Presently that's hooked up to a 2-meter 440 FM antenna. So the FT817 has been relegated to 2-meter FM duty, running 5 watts. And I've got this microphone here, which is the stock microphone that comes with the Yaesu FT450 Delta, which appears to be a little better than the stock mic that came with the FT817 originally. So I did have this hooked up to 17 meters, made some contacts, and cool little radio. Again, this is hooked up to the power supply back here, so it's running 5 watts, and that's all she's got, Scotty. Cool little radio. So anyways, moving over to here, we have the IC7300 relegated to 20-meter duty, quarter wave vertical with a single radial, and all the I live in an HOA environment, so all the antennas quarter wave verticals pretty much, and they're all elevated 6 feet off the ground, with all have a single radial, 1 quarter wave radial per antenna, to, you know, for the second half of the antenna itself, to make it a complete antenna system. So this is relegated to 20 meters right now. Let's see, I don't really see a whole lot happening here. Let's see what's going on down here. It does have the waterfall. I don't know if it shows up on the picture too well.
And how far is that going to be from where you're at, or are you going to be too close in for...
All right, looks like we got a pretty good signal on 14247.5 megahertz. Little rag chewing going on here on 20 meters.
He's not going to put any wire up. He says he's done with it. But he also said that 3 other times, that he was done with it. But I was surprised he did He did take all the wire down, and he did have the telephone pole, and then sold the telephone pole.
So of course, you know, all these signals that I'm hearing, I could make contact with these stations. The strong ones are usually no problem here with the low elevated quarter wave verticals. And we got the old President Andy USA over here. My wife's got a little CB in her car, so we dink around with this from time to time. And it's pretty cool. The thing I like about this radio the most, it has that automatic squelch control. So you just turn it all the way down. And when a signal comes through, it'll come off. And it's better than the conventional squelch. It's just automatic, so I like it. The other ones you set at a particular S unit setting, and of course if you have noise above that, it crackles through, but this eliminates that. So a big fan of the President ACS automatic squelch control function. The only problem that I see with this radio here, or I've noticed, is that when you turn the talkback off, you still have a little bit of talkback coming through the speaker. Now maybe it's just this particular one I got, but guys, it's not an RF issue or anything like that. Okay, so anyways, not quite sure why. I just leave the talkback on and who cares, moving on. So anyways, that is an overview of the new K1WJ setup. I don't know, every few months I'm changing things around here. And I do have other radios that I slide in and out of here. TS50 and a 450 Delta and an IC7200 and some other good stuff. Of course, you gotta always have your Marshall and your Fender amps close by. And the jazz bass is my friend. So anyways, a quick glance around. Another day at the office, and here's a beautiful picture of New Hampshire, the New Boston Satellite Tracking Station. My dad used to work in that building right there, folks. And how's that for a cute son? So anyways, with that, I will say 73s as we pay tribute to the 1975 Grafenwehr Dolphins. And that little guy right there was the starting left halfback in a try-back offense that went undefeated until we went to the championship game in a tournament and lost 22-0. So I think we went like 10-1 that year. Anyways, 73s from Kilo 1 Whiskey Jack. So long.